All right, Pro Dumpster Diver back at it again. So we have our final product, as you can see here. This is from the game boards and gold fingers. Now, many people are like, hey, why is that gold dirty? Well, you can actually see the green in this. A lot of that is from the PC board. And as I'm looking at this right now, yeah, it's definitely dried. I had it in there definitely too hot. And the good part is it's absolutely dry. And then I'm going to have to scrape this off of the glass and then weigh it. Okay, so if you actually see what I'm doing here, I'm scraping, oop, see? And you have to be careful with that because you don't want it to get too hefty there. So we've got to scrape this off, okay? And all of this that you're actually seeing is what came out of all of the filters and, oh, careful. I be careful with this. Careful, all of that. And I sifted it off as well. And now when using glass pieces like this, you have to be careful. And I'm going to give you an example. When I had the previous gold part there at 31 grams wet, I still have a bit of gold in here. Okay. Now I did go to the dollar store and actually buy these brushes, which I will actually take out now. And the good part is you can actually use them, these brushes here. I'll take one out, and this allows you to kind of move some of the gold from one part. It's not too rough, but then you have to get the gold out of the brush there. Or you could actually just end up using the end part, okay? So that's one of the things that we have to look at here. All right, so I'm going to tap this. I'm going to get that gold down. Okay, and then we got to scrape this gold out here right now. Okay, and the crazy part is when you're working with glass, you're going to have some gold on the ends there. And so you're going to have to take that down. Like, look at the big piece of dried gold right there. That's absolutely huge. Okay, so we're going to have to take this off. Okay, and then dip that down. Is this a process? Absolutely. This is an absolute process to get this gold done. Okay, now that we have this, we're going to just munch this up. Now, one of the things you can use is you can use a filter to put everything in a Ziploc bag. However, you have to make sure these are in small enough pieces. These pieces are practically pretty big. Like I can pick that up with my hand there. Now, what I'm actually going to do is put these pieces in here. Careful, careful. Okay. And that allows me just to see what, you see that? See the bottom part that's dry? That allows me just to scrape that up right now. Okay. Now, we're going to get through this video pretty quickly. It'll probably be pretty short, but I do want to get the gold that is here into a miniature Ziploc bag, which is right here. But I do want to get all of this gold out as best as I can. Sometimes you have to spray it with rubbing alcohol there in order to get that down. Just scrape that off. Also, when you scrape this off, try to use a ventilated area because some of the chemical, well, not the chemical actually, it's just gold now, but you might actually smell that there. So just tap it and see some of the gold come off. That's what we want. Okay, I'm going to tap this. Have a little vibration thing there, and then voila. That's what we got, okay? And then we have a little bit of gold in there. We can always spray that with rubbing alcohol and then put that over. And what I'll do is I'll get a very small glass container. And then once that's heated up, I will just end up using, I might not want to use the brush because I realize the gold might soak up in it. I'll just use this end piece here to scrape that out. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, so I can use this part of the brush to scrape any little parts of that out. Okay, and then put that in there. Okay, so we need to take this and put this into a Ziploc bag in order to weigh it. Is that going to be easy? Hell no. But we need to try. So we have our Ziploc bag here. I'm using these size. I believe these are 1.5 by 3. It might be 2. They might be 2 inches by 4 inches for these Ziploc bags, but these are the same ones that we actually used before. Okay. All right. So let us begin this extreme process right now. Now you do have to be careful. Okay. We opened up our Ziploc bag and we're going to put our gold in here. We're not going to pour it at all because that's just stupid. How are we going to end up doing this? Well, we can use, and I would actually end up using a funnel to do that, but some of these pieces are big. So what I can do is I can mash them up, but I don't want to do that because I'm going to get gold on this. So we will use a piece of card. Okay, I'm going to use this little piece of card right here, and I'm going to fold this over, and voila. Okay, we got it. Okay, and this little piece of card is going to be a little funnel, is going to be our little scoop to put the gold into the Ziploc bag. Okay, now what we need to do is take this up like this and then put it in. And we have to be very, very careful how we do that because this part is sticky. So let us use, aha, from the previous video, we actually had this. We had our gold in this. Okay, we're going to put our gold on this little part right here as best as we can. And I don't want to put in too much because you see that big piece right there? That is getting that. I don't want that to be a problem. Okay. But I still have to weigh this. So let's be very, how do we do this? And this is the tricky part, not to lose any gold. I should have a white piece of paper below it so the gold doesn't spill out. Supposed to have a white piece of paper so the gold doesn't spill out. Get in there. Okay, good. All of that is important. Okay, good. So we got the big piece in there, which is good. And to be honest, I probably should be using a funnel for this, but those pieces are big. So what we're going to do is we are going to make this easier for ourselves. Since this funnel is actually pretty thick, we're going to take this funnel piece here and we are going to put, no, can't do that. We're going to use this. Okay. And now that we have this, we're going to put this right here to the funnel. Okay, so we're going to put the gold in the funnel right here. Okay. And the good part is we're going to let this go slowly. Just tap it a bit. And if it's taking its time, guess what we can use? The end of the paintbrush. And so we're going to use the end of the paintbrush and actually push our gold through just like that. Perfect. Just like that. You guys see it going through? Let me change this up here. Okay. Okay, all right, that's done. Okay, so we use the funnel to get our gold in. Okay, and then what we're going to end up doing is we're going to put more of this gold here. Okay, and I would do something very risky right now, which is I would take a tweezer and put that other one up, but I'm not going to do that unless I actually do find the tweezer, but I do not have it. Alright, so let us take, and I should not be touching this for any reason, but this piece is so big I want to feel it. Oh man, that's amazing, that's thick. Okay, alright, let's put the funnel back in. And I'm actually using this time to crunch up those big pieces. Okay, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, and we're putting it into the Ziploc bag here. We're almost done. And I get to bring this out. And I get to move all of this up. Oh, come on. Oh, something stuck. What was that? Oh, there we go. Okay. As long as I can get it through this funnel there, I can condense this. And push that on down. There we go. Okay, all right. And the last bits of this is the soft parts. See what we got in there? There's not much. So we can actually just spray that with some rubbing alcohol and we're done. Ooh. Okay, almost. And then we're going to weigh this because we want to see what the weight is for it. And so we're going to push this down in there right now. Now, some of you are actually saying I'm possibly losing gold. That's a possibility. But I'm also doing this to make this smaller. All right. That's it. We are done. I have all of my gold in here right now. This probably weighs a couple grams. We didn't use that. So we will therefore weigh this right now with you guys. Now, even though I have this little bit of gold left in here, it's not much. The gold in here is probably a gram. Okay, so I don't want people fighting in the comments. Oh, you left it. No, that's a small amount. Okay, I have this. I have this. Now I'm going to get my scale and we're going to weigh this right now and see how much this weighs. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, wait a minute. I have something else touching the scale. That's not good, so let me zero that out. Okay. All right, let us weigh this sucker. Oh, shoot, look at that, 6. All right. I have a feeling if I actually don't put it on a soft surface, It might actually give me 7 or 8. Okay. But we have done it. This is another project. We have ziplocked up right now, which is pretty good. There should be nothing on that. No, 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 no. You zero out, mister. All right, let me put that on a different surface there. All right, yeah, still reading 6. It was still reading 6 for some reason. All right, so we have our 6 grams of gold from this right now. We're gonna go ahead, set it up. I'm gonna label it, and what I'm gonna do is, because I have 2 containers here with, spots of gold in it. What I will do is I will actually I'll use the spray that we actually have. I will spray this into a small little glass container and just let that sit over a while. And if anything, I can actually just pour it into from the other video. I actually have it right here. From the other video we had and we were doing the LCDs, this has actually been in here sitting for about a week or so. And it's pretty good. The gold is actually consolidated on the bottom, as you can see. So look at that. Yeah, I can actually just spray it and move all of it into that. That way I don't lose any gold at all. All right, that's it. We did our video. I now have the 5 or 6 grams, 6 grams or so, might be 7 or 8 when I put it on a solid surface, of the gold from the fingerboards and the game board. All right, I'm going to go ahead and label this. Put Dumpster Diver out.